It's early, but the day has come. We're putting this engine in the 12-2K 253 HQ Holden ute. Had to move around in the shed, so we've got plenty of room. The ute's up here. We're going to push it out in a minute. There we go. Plenty of space in here. We are ready. Crazy hair, freezing cold, early in the morning, but we're doing it. So stick around and we'll get stuck into this engine install and hopefully we get it running today. But first things first, we need to get this Trimatic transmission off of the other 308. So I've brought that in the workshop as well, just here. So I'll strip that off of that block and we'll have a look at it and see what we need to do to get it installed behind the 253. And yeah, wish me luck. So I'll catch up with you pretty soon, but I'm gonna get started and I'll come back when there's something more exciting to film than me with my scruffy hair first thing in the morning. Cheers, boys. All right, let's get this gearbox in. First of all, gonna grab a couple of sockets, pull these bell housing bolts out of there, and I'll grab the high stall and we'll get that installed. And then we're gonna get the engine off the stand and put the flex plate on it. And we've got to install the freeze plug that goes behind the camshaft. So we'll get those things done and we'll get this thing mated together to the gearbox and we'll get it back in the car. So that's what I plan to get done right now. Got to go down to the shed, the other shed, and chase down a starter motor as well, so we can get this thing fired up, which will be exciting. So we get that underway. But I've just got something that's happened recently to mention on the channel. It's a bit of a celebration for me. It's really, like, it's a big deal and it's good news. I was just notified on the channel that I've met YouTube's criteria for allowing memberships on the channel. So I'm pretty happy about that. It's a bit of a step up from just the plain old boring Reeces shed, and it's an opportunity for you guys to see behind the scenes, because I'm going to start making behind the scenes footage, you know, posts, all sorts of things, and yeah, I think it's a cool thing. I've got a couple of different levels there, so if you're interested in memberships, check it out. If you're not, I don't mind. I just love having you guys here watching every week. But I just thought it was cool. It's like a bit of a moment for me to celebrate that I'm actually doing something worthwhile and something that people appreciate. And I just wanted to shout out Alex Gunn, membership #1. You are a legend. Thank you very much. And I hope you're liking the extra content that I put out. And anyone else that's interested, I'd love to have you over there on the membership side of things. But like I say, it doesn't faze me either way. I just love making these videos and I love that you guys enjoy what I do. So yeah, I won't bore you with any more dribble, but thanks for everyone that's been watching and subscribing and commenting and liking the videos. Really appreciate it. It's yeah, it's been really actually quite humbling and quite special for me. So thanks to everyone out there. Cheers, guys. Let's get this engine in the car. Okay, so to get these bolts out, you need 9/16 on your ratchet, but most importantly, safety. Gloves, and as always, work boots. Make sure you wear your work boots, protect your toes. Alright, let's get this gearbox off here. It's out. Okay. Now, I'll put that aside just for a minute. And I'll focus on getting this engine sorted out with the flex plate. So we'll do that now. I've done a couple other little mods to this since you guys were here last. So I've blocked off my heater hose ports there, blocked off vacuum there and vacuum there, and replaced those old broken vacuum switches or whatever they were with just some plugs for now. I'll get the right ones to go in there, but they'll do. And then put the Gilmer on there only because that's what I have. Probably not going to stay because I don't have a Gilmer drive for the alternator. Until I find some pulleys that match the Commodore water pump, that's just going to stay on there for the moment. So yeah, a couple of extra little things. Oh, I've also replaced all my bolts for the sump and the rocker covers. So these are all brand new. And the sump bolts are brand new as well. Just, I like to keep everything the same size. Like if I'm pulling a rocker cover off, I want to use the same socket for every single one. I have to walk back and forth to the toolbox to get another socket because I've got 3 bolts of one size and then 3 of another size or whatever. So yeah, I just pulled them all out. I went down to the bolt shop. It cost me $9 for all the bolts for the sump and rocker covers, and the plugs for the manifold for the vacuum ports. So hey, for me it's worth it. Some of you guys might not think so, but I do, because I hate walking back and forth to the toolbox for an extra tool that I don't need. All right, I'll keep talking. Let's just get some work done. Definitely not warm today. Alright, so we've got to get that plug in there. Where did I leave it? Here we go. One of these guys. That's got to go in there. Alright, give it a bit of a clean up on the wire buff and then we'll chuck it in. Alright guys, you've seen me skimp out on pretty much everything on this project so far, but this isn't one of them. So I bought this brand new, and the trick to these that I've found in the past is make them absolutely perfect, like spotlessly clean. Wire buff, brake cleaner, get them perfect, because you don't want to be pulling this engine out because this thing's leaking oil. So what I do is I just get right into it. I clean it up as like perfect. It doesn't go in unless it's perfect, and the block doesn't go together unless that's perfect, because this, you don't want to be pulling the engine back out or the gearbox back out to fix an oil leak from one of these, because for a start, they're actually really difficult to get out, and mate, you just don't want to get yourself in that situation, trust me. All right, so let's chuck this in there, and we'll get on to putting this flex plate on. It's brand new, and look at it. Brand new. make sure everything's clean. I should have mentioned when I was putting this engine together as well. When you put an engine together, try and get everything as clean as you can as well. Use white rags after you've done your soapy water wash. So hot soapy water, blow it off with the air, then white rags, and keep on cleaning it until there's nothing coming back out on those white rags. You want to keep this thing as clean as you can. Doesn't have to be perfect, but clean is really good. Alright, so that's clean enough now. We'll slap that in. Now, put your RTV around that, should be alright. Fingers crossed. Surely they could have come up with a better design. Alright, that'll do. As always guys, we've got the nitrile gloves. Now, even with these, I try and keep these as clean as I can, because I like to reuse these. Because a box of these is like 50 bucks. There's 100 pairs in there and you can go through them pretty quick. So I personally think this bench looks pretty cool. Got my favourite iced coffee, Browns. Massive turbo. Some waxing grease. Various power tools. And some engine oil, and the secret ingredient, guys, some Morries. We're going to use this. Try and save the bearings and stuff if we can. They're pretty average, but yeah. So this is our secret ingredient. We're going to put that in there before the engine gets fired up, and hope for the best. We're basically going to be living on hopes and dreams from this point in. So let's see how we go. Anyway, going to give this flex plate a clean up now, and we'll chuck it on. Alright, that's ready to bolt on. Cleaned up, cleaned up. You don't want to leave anything on there, paint, oil, anything like that. If the bolts don't fully tighten up, they're going to come loose. This is going to move, it's going to fly off and cut your feet off. And we don't want that, so clean it up. Alright, chuck this on the back of the engine, stick some bolts in, and then we'll go chase down this starter motor, eh? Cool. Alright. Brain fart, goes this way. Bear in mind guys, this only goes on one way, so just keep spinning it around until your bolt holes line up. There we go. Now, chuck your bolts in. we got a problem here. So these must be flywheel bolts. Let me have a look at the rest of them. So this is what I've got here, and they're too long. They're the right thread, but they're bottoming out on the back of the block. So, thinking I might cut them down, because I don't really want to have to pull that other engine apart, or the other gearbox off that engine over there just to get the bolts out, and I don't want to run down the shop and get any bolts. I wonder if these are going to foul on the torque converter. Maybe I should pull that out. I'll cut one, I'll stick it in, I'll butt the torque converter up against it and I'll have a look, and then I'll make my decision from there. Don't go anywhere, guys. Alright guys, this is the high stall. See the Trimatic, good second hand, more stall. So I think it's either 2.5 or 2.8 RPM. So either way, it's going to bring up the revs a little bit at idle when we're staging the car. Anyway, I'm going to line this up now with the back of the flex plate, make sure that bolt doesn't foul on it. From memory, I think that the flex plate bolts are actually like a narrower head as well, so I may have to trim them down. Didn't see that coming. Alright, let's mock this up. Alright, so that's going to pop itself up on there. No, we're good. We're good. So I'll just shorten those bolts. Alright guys, I'll show you a trick now once I've cut these bolts down, the way that I have been taught how to do it, to be able to get the bolts to be able to go back in the hole. So we've got to get a leading edge on these bolts, got to clean the ends up, and I'll show you how we do that. So first things you want to do is put your flat wheel back on your grinder. Actually it brings me to another point. I'm doing everything here with the angle grinder and the wire wheel on the drill, just so that I can show that anyone can do this at home. As you guys can see, I've got a nice bench grinder over there that's got coarse and fine stones on it, and then over there I've got basically it's another angle bench grinder, same thing, but it's got a wire wheel and a stone as well, so I use that for sharpening and buffing. I would use that, but I'm showing that anyone can do this. So I want to give you guys confidence to get out in the shed. Have a go. If you just got a drill, you can use a drill and a file, you know, or a hacksaw and a file, and a drill with a wire buff on it. I think that was like $6, $5 from Bunnings. You can do this stuff, guys. You just got to want to. Alright, so I'm going to show you how to do these bolts now. You get this thing bolted on. We're going to find a starter motor. But hey, come on, this is it's important, guys. Have some confidence, get in the shed. It's the best thing you'll ever do. Turn the TV off and obviously watch my show, but then turn the TV off, go get in the shed. Alright, so grinder, cutting disc, cut the bolts down the length I want. Then, so I don't cut my fingers off, I take the battery out. Get your blade off. If you've got a corded grinder, take the plug out of the wall. Don't cut your fingers off. Flap disc, whack that on there. Screw that on. These don't need to be super tight because they'll tighten itself as you operate the grinder. Battery back on. Now, all right, now get your bolt. 45-degree angle or less. Evenly. All the way around. Look at that. It's like brand new. And that'll go straight in there. No problems at all. So just repeat that on all the other bolts. And that's it. Easy as that. And then what you want to do is finish them with the wire wheel. Alright, you don't need to watch me doing these, guys. I'll come back when I'm done. That is perfect. Let's put them in. Alright, let's try again. First things first, Alright, let's try again. First things first, apply some Loctite 263 onto your block. Apply some Loctite on your bolts. Alright. So I don't miss any. I usually apply it on the bench and screw them in. You don't want to miss any of this Loctite on these bolts. The other way you can do it is the way I'm doing it right now, is where I'm applying it one at a time and then screwing them all the way in. That way I won't miss them. Either way, you do whatever suits you. Today I'm doing it this way. Tomorrow I might do it another way. I usually put them all on the bench, apply Loctite to all of them, then chuck them in, but I'm tired and it's early and I didn't think about it. It's kind of lucky these bolts didn't fit, because otherwise I probably wouldn't even put Loctite on them. It's a problem with waking up early and doing this sort of stuff, guys, on the weekend. And you're not thinking, and you're rushing ahead, and you miss stuff. Alright, we'll get these screwed in, and then we'll torque them up. And we'll go find the starter motor finally. I do have a high torque one out there somewhere, but I've never fitted it to an engine and I don't know if it's going to be okay. But it's going to have to be because it's all I've got. Yeah. Alright, I'll see you in a minute. Crazy hair don't care. We're on the hunt for a starter motor now, so we'll go over to the Tirana. Oh, looks like the car cover's come off of it. And we'll have a look in there. I think this is where I left it. Alright, let's have a look. Holy shit. I don't see any starter motors. Oh god. I do see an alternator bracket though. Now this was actually off of a drag challenge car that I was building. It's a Toyota Corona, a V8 one, which I stopped doing because I wanted to build, well, I wanted to make better videos for you guys, because the first few videos were really bad. So what I did was I sold that car and I bought a brand new laptop, pretty good one, and I bought this GoPro that I'm filming on right now, and I haven't looked back, so I'm not regretting it, and the videos are better and people are seeming to enjoy it a lot more. So hey, I would have loved to do drag challenge and I would have loved to have built that car, but some things are more important and you've got to have your priorities. So anyway, we'll use this alternator on this job, I reckon, and let's try and find this bloody starter motor. Don't know where it is. And this isn't helping that I have to go through all of this stuff. Anyway, I'll pull this out and I'll come back. Okay, so that was a mission. Got everything out of the back seat of the Tirana and it wasn't in there. So I pulled the boot off, pulled the boot lid off, and had a look in here. And it's, you can see right down there, that's where our starter motor is. So now I got to pull this junk out. The good news is there's some cool stuff in here that I didn't know I had. So yeah, anyway, I'll get pulling this stuff out of here, and I'll come back when I'm in the workshop with the starter motor. Alright, so this is what I've come up with. I've got the high torque starter motor. Hasn't ever been used before, so I hope it's okay. It does look really rusty. It's been sitting in the back of that Tirana forever. And yeah, this is another one of those parts I bought for the drag challenge car, which never made it. And I think at the time it cost me 180, or I don't know, it could be 230 or 180, one of the two. So this is a part that I need, so I'll put it on the budget, but it's not a performance part, but I'll still stick it on there. There's still a fair bit of padding left in the budget, so I don't mind adding this to that. I guess at the end of the day, it's a consumable part. If it plays up, it's not affecting performance, you just get a new one. I'll leave it up to you guys, you let me know. Do I add this to the budget or not? Anyway, so it comes like this. It's adjustable, so we might adjust that later when we do the turbo manifolds, depending on how much clearance we have. So we can change where it all sits, and then you got a couple of bolts there, and you get some shims. So with this one, I've got 2 shims, and I don't even think I'm going to measure it up. I'm just going to put them straight in, and if there's too much clearance, I'll pull one out. So when you've got the shims that these things come with, you'll see there's a hole in one end, and the other end is open. So I'll put the starter motor in, put it up there like that, and I'll probably put this bolt in, I would say, and I'll leave this one out. Then I'll slide my shims in, and then second bolt. So that's what I'm going to do. Oh, another thing to know, guys, these are multi-directional. So in here we've got like cap screws, so you can take them out and move your mounting block so that your starter motor is on whatever angle you like. And I've already done that at some point. I think it was, it would have been a few years ago when I was trying to get the turbo manifold to fit past the starter motor in the Toyota. So I don't know, wherever that was is where it is now. So I'm going to trial fit this, hope for the best. Hopefully I don't have to move it, but if I do, it's just 2 bolts, turn it to where I need it, screw them back in. These shims don't have any marks on them, so I've got no idea how thick they are. But I'll just put them both in for now. Tight. Tight. Right. Now we're going to bolt the gearbox on, put it in the car. I've just decided to do a trial fit with this gearbox, so I'm not going to put the converter in, mainly because I haven't cleaned the converter out yet. So I'm going to bolt the transmission onto the back of this engine. We'll just stick it in the hole, so it's in there and it's safe, because I don't want to start this engine on the stand or anything. I'd rather just have it in there, mock it up, get it so I can start it and run it, and then I can always pull that gearbox back off and put the torque converter in later. I'd just rather do it safely and also not destroy a potentially good gearbox with debris and whatever is inside this high stall. So that's what I decided to do. So I'm going to quickly do that now, and then we'll get this thing in the ute. Just realised we're missing a dowel on the block. Right there. Got one. Only one. And now we have to go and find one. Oh, how did I not see that earlier? Okay, I think I know where I've got a couple. Let's have a look. Nope. Lucky I've got a spare friggin' engine around. Got it. Try again. This engine in. Guys, I am so excited to have this engine back in this car. So it's never run since I've owned it, and who knows how long it ran before. I would say it's probably not run in 20 odd years. This engine for sure hasn't run since the late 80s. So I'm just on top of the world. I'm really excited now. So I've got to go downtown. I'm going to get a bunch of battery cable and make myself up a jumper wiring harness, and then we'll get this thing cranking over. Need to get a Holly base gasket as well while I'm out. So I'll do all that, and we'll come back and we'll fire it up. How cool is that? Alright guys, we'll call that the end of the episode. So we got the engine in, had a few struggles on the way, but we got there in the end, and I'm happy with the progress that we've made. It's Sunday night here now, Sunday evening, so I'm going to go inside and spend some quality time with the family and have a nice dinner and drink and whatnot. But I'll see you all next Monday. We'll have the engine fired up and we'll start getting this thing moving under its own steam. So I hope you guys are all excited for that. I know I am. I'm over the moon with how this thing's going. So I hope you guys are all feeling it, and I'll see you on the next one. Plus, actually got to say a shout out to my mate, my mate Fingers. Didn't quite get the engine running this time, mate, but I know you're probably going to enjoy this episode, or you've enjoyed the episode. So yeah, cheers to you, mate. I know you've been hanging out for it, but you'll have to wait one more week. Everyone's going to have to wait one more week. But anyway, I'll see you on the next one. Guys, get out in the shed, have some fun, and as always, spend some time with your family and your loved ones. See you next Monday. Bye.